Welcome back. Today we have another preview, AFC South preview today. We just did the AFC East video with Ron, so you're familiar with Ron. Nick is now back on the couch. We have the Titans up first, 5.5 win total. Number one overall pick, Cam Ward, is on the team. We do have the acquisitions. Cam Ward obviously got picked. Tyler Lockett, Zeitler, Xavier Woods on the opposite side. Did play with Baker Mayfield on the Carolina Panthers at the same time. We found that out in trivia. Mason Rudolph,
you just said that.
Harold Landry, and Chidobe Awuzie is also lost for the Titans. Those are the big additions and big adds, or big additions and big losses. The schedule, not looking too bad for a 5.5 win total. Now, again, this isn't a good team, but they were looking up last year. The quarterback position really held them back. Will Levis sucked balls and single-handedly lost them multiple games.
He was actually terrible.
Horrible.
Like, they were never in a game because he could do nothing.
Yeah, no. It was really bad.
It's real unfortunate, too, because he was like kind of a guy going into the year that you were able to get semi-excited about.
Yeah.
You're like, maybe year two, he's like kind of puts it together.
Showed flashes.
Never.
Like,
yeah. I'm actually really excited for Cam Ward. I have no idea how he's going to be, but like.
I'm kind of gassed on Ridley. Is he not going to be good? I think
Me too.
He's underrated.
I think Ridley's a really good value. If we're talking fantasy, I kind of like Pollard and Ridley.
I don't know how to feel about Pollard because of Tajay. Like, I know he's cool and he hasn't been healthy, but like, if he was healthy, would he be cooler and take away from Pollard?
Probably. I feel like Tony Pollard was just like good enough last year that he probably has a starting job going into this year. And I don't know. I guess I look at Tennessee and, again, just going back to the division, like, you know, Houston's obviously going to be relatively good. But Jacksonville's a projection at this point. Indy's a projection at this point. So I think they could surprise and go over 5.5 wins.
Ron,
I like
thoughts?
it too.
I'm pouring cold water all over it. Back-to-back first overall picks.
Really?
I'm kind of trolling with that, but I don't think, dude, Brian Callahan, I think, is kind of an idiot. With the way he was like switching back and forth between Levis and Rudolph.
Well,
I don't think he's very good either. Like, it was just kind of Zach Taylor and Burrow. He gets hired because of that. I think he could be the first coach fired, Brian Callahan.
I think that's a good take. I like
And then
that.
things get ugly. Like, they could be and I like this division too, right? Like, I think the Colts will be like 8 and 9. I'd actually like the Jags this year. But I don't know. I'm just scared for kind of like the infrastructure of this team. I could see this being. I'm trying to think of like almost like Trevor Lawrence's rookie year, where it was so bad that they turned it around that next following year.
You think they'll be that bad?
Dude, they're a bad team.
They're a pretty bad roster, but like I think
After Calvin Ridley, in terms of like the guys that your rookie quarterback is throwing to, it's like Okonkwo, Tyler Lockett, day 3
Restrepo.
receivers,
Van Jefferson,
UDFA we're mentioning here.
I don't know. I just like I think we got to leave a little bit of room for Cam Ward to be good. And I think if he's good, like that just brings so much stability to this team.
It's true.
And I think that's kind of
You're really out on Callahan?
I'm really out on Callahan as like
I
a
wasn't
coach.
in on him. I'm so out on Levis now where I'm like, I don't even judge Callahan for last year.
But he was weird with like how he pulled him and like how he kind of like wrung him out in front of the media.
But he kind of needed to. He's like, he fucking sucked. And
I'm not really sure what to make of their defense either, because we talked about the D line a little bit with Simmons and Tavondre Sweat, but they were a defense we went into last year. I remember they picked up a lot of like notable free agents, and then it all fell apart, and they just ended up being a bad defense pretty much by the end of the year.
I was so high.
Yeah, like on paper, they just added a lot of players.
Were you surprised? Good team.
Yeah, like Chidobe, L'Jarius Sneed's worth nothing on the Titans compared to what he was on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, I think anytime you inject the number one overall pick, like you have to be excited as a fan base. Like there have been some misses. Obviously, there are a ton of guys like the Bradfords or the Alex Smiths, you know, throughout the years where they don't really like elevate your team. But at the end of the day, what if like Cam Ward, you know, turns into like Jordan Love, like a gunslinging guy who's maybe like high upside, maybe not as consistent, but brings a lot of spark to your team. And I think if Cam Ward's any good, then like Calvin Ridley's going to be the clear number one beneficiary.
He does have aura, so I mean, that's going to sell butts and seats.
How do you think his college style of like just standing there?
He's so nonchalant.
Yeah, is that good?
I love it. He's like in gym class.
Yeah,
where he doesn't want to run too hard. I think he'll be fine, but it's just funny to watch.
Yeah, I think it worries me a little bit in the fact of how long he holds the ball. That was him and Shador's main problem.
Yeah.
Outside of that, he doesn't have too many glaring like big issues, and that is a fixable problem. That's not something that's like mechanically wrong or whatever. It's just he needs to get it out to his first read instead of waiting.
Do you think that's like a how much of that is a developmental issue for like a quarterback, like holding onto the ball is something that they're going to have like the yips for, or is that like a Brian Callahan thing where it's like we need to scheme up really quick first read targets?
I think a lot of it's the yips and being so comfortable with your roster you had in college. I think Cam Ward came into a Miami team that didn't face a lot of competition, that didn't face these rigorous D-lines, so he knew he was more athletic and could outrun a lot of these guys. Where it's the same thing that I said with Caleb Williams coming in. It's the same concept of you're just better athlete, and you have that confidence where you go into the NFL, you're not the better athlete. Callahan has to ingrain that in his brain from day one, and he has to work on getting the ball out early.
That's fair. Like Cam Ward's tape was just littered with him being in the backfield and just running around for 17 yards and then like nailing Restrepo down the field.
Exactly. So like, it's just an athletic thing, and I think it'll be. I don't think it has really much to do with Callahan outside of him just having to develop the plays for him to learn to get it out early.
Yeah. I mean, hard to have high expectations. I will say, like, I think I'm equally as excited for the Titans as I am for the other teams in this division. I'll put it that way. Yeah.
I think the whole division's underrated.
I think this is going to be one of those like rookie year Goff, rookie year Bryce Young.
Like, I think it's just
I think it's going to be ugly.
Disaster.
I think it's going to be year 2 for Cam Ward. Like we're going to look back at this year and be like he just had a terrible coach, terrible team. And then kind of like with Drake May. Kind of like Drake May this year. Look, someone has to get the first overall pick, or like someone has to be in the top 5.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know. You see a 5.5 and you're like, oh, they'll get 6, but
yeah.
That's what the Saints are here for. All right. Gun to your head, what are you taking over under 5.5?
I'm gonna take the over.
I'm gonna go over, and I like the under on Ridley.
I'm going to go under, but I think they get exactly 5 wins.
I think I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of Super Bowl action here too.
Okay. All right. We're moving on to the next one. We have Jacksonville, fan favorite in the room.
Go.
Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, and the boys. Oops, dropping the thing.
Travis is up to 750.
Travis is up to 750. The acquisitions, obviously, mainly they just got Travis Hunter. That's their biggest acquisition but they did lose, obviously, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, and Gabe Davis. Some would say Gabe Davis is a W for leaving. But for the most part, team looks pretty familiar.
ETN's
at 475.
I mean, look at his head.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
come on.
Like, goes
ETN
outwards.
Oh my God. Yeah, Jacksonville, I do feel like, and maybe this is not true. It feels like everybody on like football Twitter, at least fantasy Twitter, is like really excited about Jacksonville, but it hasn't translated to like a high win total. So I guess, Vegas or people in general aren't expecting them to be a great team. And I think, on paper, again, very easy to get excited about Travis Hunter and like Liam Cohen. I don't really know what to make of Liam Cohen. Is he the guy that's really going to lead this team to like a huge turnaround? I could see Jacksonville being like a decent team, but being a little bit of a letdown based on the amount of hype that they have, because they still have a bad defense. They still have a relatively bad offensive line. Like,
I think they'll kind of be like the Bucs, but in a tougher, exciting offense. Like, they're not a real.
I was going to say, we talked about this before, but I think they have a very real chance to be a lot like the Bengals did last year, where they didn't upgrade the defense at all, and they were 31st in EPA per play on defense. The only team worse was the Bengals. But I think
really
their
think
offense can be
T-Law
explosive.
is like can be as good as Joe Burrow?
I'm not going to give that a immediate yes, but I think he has the upside to reach that potential. Yeah.
Do you have to remember Trevor Lawrence was the prince who was promised, man.
Dude,
He's been this guy since he was 14. Trevor Lawrence.
Like he came into Clemson and won a championship first year. He is that guy.
I think with Liam Cohen, I think it's gonna be like early, like Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins, where he came in, kind of lit the league on fire. Defense wasn't great, cold weather in the playoffs, whatever. But I think that the offense will be really good.
Yeah, I think T-Law and BTJ have a real opportunity to be the number one stack in
I'm all
fantasy
over
and for
props.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Him not being at 4,000 and hitting it twice.
Was I last year?
Give me like 27 passing TDs for Lawrence.
Give me like 30.
This is what I mean. Like, everybody's so excited about them. I could see them going like, all right, maybe they don't lose to Carolina. I could see them at Cincy, loss. Houston, loss. At San Fran, loss. KC, loss. And all of a sudden, the Liam Cohen looking like a fucking goofball at the at the goddamn press conference after the game, and everyone's like,
1-4 if they're putting up 28 points. Like, they play Cincy and Carolina's defense to start the year. That's 5 touchdowns off the rip.
I can also see him start 3-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's too much glaze.
I'm just saying.
Everyone's in, and then I'm like, all right, let's
defensively.
Cincy might put up 55 points on them in week 2.
I would agree, but I think they can easily drop 40 on Cincy's defense. I think.
I think
it's going to be a high
that's where
offense.
I'm in an impasse with you guys, where it's like the Jacksonville offense has not shown any upside over the last like 4 years. They show so little upside.
Lawrence had one good year. Yeah, one good year.
One good
8
That's what we're
weeks.
banking
good
on.
year.
And
Yeah.
we're hoping he builds on
This
that.
is what I mean. Like
It's
we're
only
talking about
85.
we're talking about they're going to be an elite offense. Like based on what? Like they could be a competitive team.
give
You
Baker
could've said
41
that about
touchdowns?
Baker before he was on the Bucks. Like that brother's never put up shit with another team.
I mean, he like set the rookie quarterback passing record.
But the record is like
Again,
24
one good year.
touchdowns.
That's the same thing.
It was a
We
good
won
year, and then he
year.
had a really good year with the Bucks, and then another really good
But
year
what
with the
he
Bucks.
said before the Bucks, you could have just easily been like, he's never done shit.
But the player lines are pretty, like 21.5 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, that's around like where normal quarterbacks are.
Give me the over.
I'm kind of out on Travis, though. I don't know if I like him.
I'm not talking about the running back room is weird, or I don't know. Etienne has always been like a volume, kind of like a Najee, where he's like a volume guy. He came in as like a more elusive pass catcher, but hasn't really been that.
No.
Tutin's a day 3 pick.
And Toon also, according to the things I've read, has just fumbled a lot in practice, and they've been yelling at that.
Yeah, he was a fumble machine in
He could be
college.
Bucky Irving, but like I could name a billion day 3 running. Like I like Isaiah Davis for the Jets, and you know what I mean. Like you can name 1,000 day 3
Actually, I think
running
Tank
backs.
is probably my favorite pick in fantasy out of the
was good
backfield.
last year.
He's the cheapest one, yeah. And I could see him being like the early. He could be like the Bucky, whereas Etienne or Tutin's the Rashad White here. But the fact that Etienne's at 475, they probably don't have lines for the other
I don't
running
think
backs,
so.
right?
No, I don't
That's that's.
I like
Shocked that you
I like a
have
sprinkle of
either.
that over.
I would.
He's
kind
kinda
of
like a
rushing
cockroach,
yardage.
Etienne.
Yeah,
God, gross.
I could see like a clean 650.
What do you think for Travis? I mean, 750 yards is a lot. It's a lot.
I'm not very bullish.
For him to maybe just be a corner. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's
And
definitely a lot of
I
risk.
think he's
baked
a
in.
dono for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Because I assume that's probably what puts him at like the third.
But imagine he stops playing corner. Just as wide receiver. Is it a
Yeah, wait.
dono?
So Cam Ward was plus 250 for offensive rookie of the year.
same.
Gentie's is 250 also.
Yes.
Okay.
Like 750 yards is not Offensive Rookie of the Year lines.
No. I
Like, that's
I agree.
The issue is that they're
Misvalue.
two different awards. If it was like rookie
Yeah,
of the year, I
agreed.
think he'd be the favorite.
And it's also, I mean, the other difference here is like relative to other years, it's pretty much Cam Ward at quarterback or like bust. You have like Tyler Shuck, I think it's like 15-1. He's the next QB, so you're not competing with other.
Shador?
So if like,
come on.
so if Ward has a bad year, then you're pretty much looking at some random skill player.
Well, it's
Probably
Genty.
Yeah,
Genty's gonna be
probably
the tough
Genty.
one.
But like some wide receiver always comes out and just cooks.
Sure, yeah. But I'm saying like that could be Travis Hunter. I mean, if this offense is as good as you guys think it's going to be, it's not just going to be Brian Thomas Jr.
Who's the next option?
Dynamic Brown.
Yeah, Diami
I've been
Brown and
scooping a
Brandon
lot of
Strange.
18th round Dynami.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Hunter.
Literally was the drip god for Washington.
Diami Brown.
Yeah.
My guy was
Like,
dripless.
he
Tripleless.
literally-
He was dry as sandpaper.
He literally was the drip god in Washington for like 3 games. Okay, gun to your head. 7.5 win total. What are you taking? You have to pick a side.
I want to make it clear that as bullish as I am on Lawrence in the offense, doesn't like I don't think that they are a playoff team or anything
I can
crazy.
agree with
It's
that
much more.
statement.
I think that they're just going to get a lot of yards.
I think they have a real
under.
chance of beating the Bengals. You're going under?
I
Wow.
can't believe it, but yeah. Next year
Okay.
is when T-Law's about to
But if T-Law
cook.
puts up like 4,200, 27 touchdowns,
This is when
I'm going to say over in this division. I have to. I think like 9 and 8 is what I think happens.
okay.
Fire.
Nick, you've been the negative person in the room for this team.
I'm just
You're going
pumping
under.
the brakes on the offense of Trevor Lawrence
Dude.
going for 50 fucking passing
The
touchdowns.
end of that schedule, like week,
Give me a clean 27.
the ending's nice.
That's out of Denver.
Like if they got a grip on the division,
If we can just get to the bye
Those
with like
last 6
3
weeks
dubs.
outside of Denver, are juicy.
Denver
I
is
am going
overrated.
to say they are an 8-win team.
I think
I
we'll go
think-
7 and 10.
I think they're 8 wins for the next 4 years.
I think I'm going to do the same thing that I did with Tennessee and say they win 7 and don't get on the over and go under. All right.
Sorry, T.
But it's going to be next year for you. My favorite team to talk about, the Colts, opening at 7.5. Shout out Tyler Warren for not having a stat muse, so we just add that in. Obviously, the additions for Indy we've talked about in the past in a few videos, but we'll go over them once again. Daniel Jones, Bynum, Ward, Warren, obviously through the draft. They lose Will Fries. They lose Ryan Kelly. They lose EJ Speed. But I think the additions are very good for this team, and I think this team had a very solid base beforehand. It just is going to come down to the quarterback position, which as of right now looks like it's going to be Daniel Jones.
JT's lines are high.
JT's a dog.
Yeah, I mean, he finished so strong.
Didn't he?
Is it
Am I
like
tripping?
pretty much Daniel Jones? Can we talk about that for a second?
I think
Probably.
so, yeah.
Richardson's going to be out for a while. I think he has a pretty clear lead on the starting QB. But I also
Like, will he
hold it?
No, I'm saying, like, is AR, like, eligible to take snap week 1? They're just, it seems like.
Yeah,
Daniel
he'll definitely be active. I think they're just planning on him missing some time. I think they're uncertain with the shoulder. Like, they don't know what his timetable is, and now you're going to start missing.
And remember Big Lou, DC now? That's
Yeah,
huge.
that's a great pickup for them,
Thank you.
dude.
Yeah.
Ron knows
He shouldn't have gotten fired. No,
Thank you, Ron.
they took out his resources.
Yeah. Cook.
They literally carried that team to a Super Bowl in that playoffs.
Dude, he got the best out of Eli Apple, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right, looking at the
know.
schedule, though.
That's a good fucking metric to use.
Looking at the schedule, it's not a gauntlet.
Literally
Which-
a 3-0 start.
The QB makes me so sad, man.
Denver ain't shit. Let's get to the AFC West in a couple weeks.
Denver, I feel like, is tough.
Yeah, no, I'm not putting respect on Denver
Nah,
either.
fuck Denver.
Based on what?
I don't know. Sean Payton's old, like,
This is the Eli Apple fucking defender right here. Fuck out of here, Sean Payton.
Bo Nix is okay.
Yeah, let's go.
If we're drafting,
Save it.
The coach is old.
Fucking cook, though.
Sean Payton's old.
I can't think their best defender.
PKL's coaching at 77 or whatever the fuck. You're going, yeah, Sean Payton's all bitch
How old
ass.
is Sean Payton? You know?
Probably
Probably
64.
probably like in his 60s or
He
something.
looks good, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was awesome.
All right, fucking Colts. Let's
I'd
get
like to
serious
spotlight Josh Downs. Give me the over.
Right?
Over.
Love JD.
650?
Over.
JD's a
Dude,
movie.
by like September, he's going to be a 5th round pick in fantasy.
Probably the most disrespected player to not have a stat muse.
He's amazing.
Facts.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Very
Josh
good.
Downs is an awesome receiver. I
Every
think
metric you look at, it's literally just his quarterback. But I don't know. Daniel Jones has got. I'm trying to think of.
He does.
Probably got somebody there.
Nah.
he had a couple 650.
I like remember going back and
Darius
looking
Slayton?
at.
Darius Slayton was like 750 every year.
He was like the highest fantasy receiver I think Daniel Jones ever produced is like the wide receiver 37 or something
really
like that.
believe in Shane Steichen's offense still. Like, I think the offense, like, you look at what this team has done, he's gotten over, like,
Shane
production
Steichen,
with
I'm in.
almost nothing to work with the past few years.
Steichen on the hot seat though.
Not after
I
this
don't think he's
season.
made
I
the
don't
offs.
think so.
He's when you brick a
Hasn't
Richardson
he had
pick.
over 8 wins both seasons, though?
Not
Yeah,
an
but
8,
you
9.
brick that quarterback pick.
Is
Things
that
get
him, though?
real
Wait,
tough.
hold on. R.I.P. Jim Irsay. by the
Richardson
way.
was his guy.
Yeah, Jim Irsay. They're doing it for Irsay.
Next. Next conversation.
I can't believe Sean Payton is old.
I mean, maybe his daughters
what's
give
the
him some
daughter
leeway.
doing? Or maybe she's like, fuck this dude.
All right. Anyway,
Clean slate.
I
But
think
the
this
receiving
team-
room I think is interesting though.
They're really good. The problem is when JT's playing, their pass attempt numbers are.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about like the quarterbacks being different, and that's what makes the pass attempt numbers go up. It's strictly Jonathan Taylor. When he's on the field, they're throwing the ball 24 to
he's
25
so
times a
good.
game. Yeah, and that's that's their plan. I do wonder with leaving with Will Fries and Ryan Kelly both leaving, what their offensive line actually.
Don't sleep
looks
on
like this year.
Bartolini.
Wasn't gonna sleep on him, but now I definitely.
He's
won't.
one of like Josh Norris. They have like this weird. I don't know. Like if you do a
Yeah, I
three
know-
cone
I
at
know
a
what you're talking
certain
about.
Bartolini's one of those guys.
Josh loves talking about that stat.
Is it accurate?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I would say it's accurate, but predictable. Up for grabs still.
The guy on the Niners last year too. I think Puny or something. O line.
but listen, schedule wise, it's not looking bad at all for the Colts.
They're literally.
This is a 500 team.
This is a fucking playoff team.
I mean,
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
a great schedule. I don't think.
But also, I feel like the division outside the Texans is wide open.
Yeah, I mean the whole division's fucking open here.
So
they're all terrible.
You don't think Colts could finish 9-10 wins, lock it up?
I'm in.
I feel like I'm in on the Colts. They are literally a quarterback away, and if DJ plays mediocre,
where are they finding a quarterback?
DJ can be mediocre in Shane Steichen.
DJ sucks.
Shane Steichen made
He's
Jalen Hurts
so
look good.
Bad.
You guys believe in A-Rich?
I think they're a very competitive team if A-Rich is under center. I don't care about like the accuracy numbers for the most part. I think if he had like a full, fresh fucking summer to go into it and actually got rolling with JT in the backfield, I think
He's
they could do some
actually
damage.
Still only 23.
Yeah.
Like, he's got time.
I really wish he was the quarterback going into this year. I would genuinely be excited about
I wish
it.
he could just stay healthy. Like,
He's
the issue
kinda
is he'll
like-
string together a
Yeah.
few games, and then
It's
he's
like
out.
a Trey Lance thing. Like, they're going to just call it at some point.
Yeah.
Dude, he's real close right now.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, this
Owner's
just feels
gone.
like we already know what's going to happen. Daniel Jones is going to, like, play 4 or 5 games, and he's going to have a couple horrible games, and people are going to be like, oh, I can't believe we thought he was going to be the reason why the Colts were good.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go to A-Rich, and, like, realistically, how many games do you think both of them start this year? Like, there's no
It
chance.
depends.
A-Rich is not sitting for 17 games, 18 games.
If DJ's
18 weeks.
cooking.
DJ cooking is not a thing that you could put in
Denver's
10
going to
seconds.
beat the fuck out of this team week 2.
Unless.
Daniel Jones
Dude,
this year, Sam
Sean
Darnold.
Payton's literally old. Like, what are you talking about?
That's what I mean.
dude?
Like, Denver's a team that, like, Daniel Jones could ruin his entire season
Yeah,
against.
Pastor Tane's going to ruin his life.
All right.
But over.
I like Josh Downs. I like JT's lines, honestly. Like, I think he can hit the 1,400
That's just
mark
a
again.
lot.
Very high.
But he's so good.
1,300.
And you know they're going to run the offense through him. How about Tyler Warren? I mean, number 14 overall pick, had the most hype of all time.
My favorite tight end in the class. I still like him a lot more than Loveland, just not for redraft this year.
And I think he's more of a yards and scrimmage guy.
All right. Gundyr had 7.5. 100 to 1 odds.
Big O. Big odds.
Under. 7 and 10 under.
Yeah, I really don't like their schedule when I look at it. I'm gonna go under and then take the Josh Downs receiving yard line over.
I'm going to take the over and take the under on Michael Pittman. All right. CJ Stroud, the Texans open at 9.5 win total. 9.5 win total, 35 to 1 odds to win the bowl this year. Additions, obviously, they add Christian Kirk. They lose. I didn't write this down, but obviously Tank Dell's not playing this year. They lose Stephon Diggs, Laramie Tunsil, Kenyon Green. They add the GOAT Nick Chubb and CJ Gardner-Johnson. What are we thinking about this squad? Joe
Question
Mixon.
real quick. That's so off topic. Joe Mixon's still good.
Is that
but
true? I'm not sure.
I don't think he's going to be able to take on like 250 touches or 250 carries.
I don't think he will, though. That's why they got, the big Nick Chubb, the big
Nick
boss.
Chubb.
I'm
Woody
more worried
Marks.
about the O-line.
The O-line's going to be a problem for show.
Like, how bad is it?
You think
Bad.
Christian Kirk
It's
can
bad.
be
He could be something.
shell of his former self still?
it's bad, but, sometimes, like, when guys leave and holes open up, like, that's when players get opportunity and they become, like, players in the league here. So it could be disastrous. I think they took an O-lineman with their
Who'd they take
early
in the first?
second-round pick. Or was it a first-round pick? They took an O-lineman.
I can double check.
Yeah, because they didn't trade back out. So I think
Ron, who'd they pick?
they took an O-lineman first round.
It might have been, I don't know. It wasn't Josh Simmons. I don't think it was. I think that they were
Simmons went
supposed
to
to go on
went to the
O-line,
Chiefs.
and then they didn't. Oh, they went Booker from Bama. Guard?
No,
Or no.
the Cowboys
Cowboys. The Texans were supposed to take him. I'm telling you, the
they
Texans
took
were
an
supposed to.
O-lineman in it, I think with the 24th.
I don't think they had a first round pick.
Oh, they traded back with the Vikings,
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay,
Jaden
that's what it
Higgins
was.
was their first pick,
Okay.
wide receiver.
Yeah.
Then at the number 48 pick, they took Ursi from Minnesota, if that's how you say it. Urser, I don't know exactly how to
O-line?
say it. Yeah, good luck saying that name.
Yeah, nah.
Next. They were supposed to go O-line, and then they started flying off the board.
And
Yeah.
They also took Jalen Noel.
I love what they did with the receiver room, where it
Yeah.
looked like ugly based on Diggs and Tank Dell being out, and then they went Higgins, Jalen Noel, Christian Kirk. So now they have playmakers. They got
They also got Woody
versatility.
Marks, round 4. That's
Woody
another
Marks.
back there.
I like
He's-
Woody Marks.
I don't know too much about Woody Marks, honestly. He was one of the guys that I didn't look too much into this offseason, but he's supposedly a good pass catcher, no?
Yeah, he caught over 80 balls at Mississippi State as like a sophomore.
Mississippi
no.
State.
So that'll play.
He
He transferred
yeah,
to
he's
USC.
USC.
Okay.
But I think Joe Mixon's going to see a later load this year. Pause. CJ, 3,700. How we feeling?
Over.
Slump year last year.
Give me passing
knew that.
touchdowns. Passing
Low key
touchdowns.
My heart been telling me this is the ACL. I
Yo,
ain't gonna
that's a
lie.
crazy thing to say.
No, but
that's
it's
a crazy.
It's not.
Every player.
ACL for Stroud?
Stop. You literally do.
Last year we called
Every player is
CJ.
You can't be like, yeah, I'll take
I haven't brought it
ACL.
up in a single preview
That's
this
not
year.
true. Like someone in the last
Nah.
comment section was saying that it's all you predicted.
Nah.
It's like, how you guys feel about
You
Stroud?
say you don't predict it. You just go low key. I'm feeling the ACL, but like you don't put it on like paper. So you're
No,
like,
but now
it's
he's
not
putting
what
it
I
on
said.
paper.
Feeling it for Stroud,
Yeah,
and I'm
whatever.
concerned.
No, Bobby Slowick's out. Everything's good. They're fine.
Yeah.
Bobby
Yeah.
Slowick being out just means the offense is probably.
Ron,
gonna be
there's got to
normal.
be a player. Like,
Guy like me, I don't.
I'm not rooting for
a
anyone.
guy,
injuries.
a guy like me. I'd be wishing injuries. I don't give a fuck.
Nah.
The only wishes injuries on Sean Payton.
After shit, dude.
No, week
Sean
9's
Payton getting
licks.
The Rodgers injury broke
Week
me.
9 is light.
Week 9.
Mixon, the discrepancy between yards and touchdowns feels high. I don't know where
Wouldn't
to
Chubb get some goal line?
Give me
work
under
or
on
no?
10.5
Probably.
rushing TDs.
I would definitely take the under on the rushing.
What about Nico? I mean, we still feeling as optimistic as
Love
we did
Nico.
last year?
Give me over on receiving TDs
Like
for
old
Nico.
boy potential.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I like to lead the league in receiving too. Gotta be
we
probably
gonna be
like
able to
plus
bet
800,
that?
plus
Like,
900.
Receiver,
Yeah, for sure.
receiver to lead the league.
The 112 2-1. If you can get I guess like a wrap of Nico and like BTJ or Nico and Puka there in real leagues, that's like
Oh, little zero RB.
that's something I would literally lick.
Make sure to be betting on BetMGM using code BETS, BETS, when you sign up. You get up to $1,500 when you sign up and place your first bet. So, big dubs there.
We think Nick Chubb does anything?
He fucking sucks.
It'll probably be annoying there, but he's not gonna. I don't think he'll hit like the waiver wire.
It's going to be like
this year.
you need one more touchdown out of Joe Mixon to win your game, and then Nick Chubb comes in.
I mean, listen, they were giving like Cam Akers work last year, so I think Nick Chubb will take a little bit, but it's probably like 6-7 carries a game.
Chubb got hurt last year, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
Broke his foot, I think. Damn. Yeah, I mean he's
and then the year before
got
that
hurt
is
again?
he's had a tough run.
snapped.
After the
Yeah, remember he
ACL.
came back and then he was out again right away. Like
Shout out
Jerome
Jerome
Ford
Ford.
kind of had like a little run at the end. 'Cause
Oh
of that.
yeah, because Joe drafted him.
Yep.
Dude, I
Yeah,
kind of like Chubb.
Dude, I like him a lot more this year. Like I was so
Yeah.
off on him going into last year, obviously, but this year I like him a
It's
little
not
more.
it's not like Achilles or ACL. Broken foot's not great. Like that can linger, but I don't. Dude, I just keep like he's just one of these guys where you see clips of him like. You know, he's like still running up hills like he's like he doesn't
his
do, he's like
knee-
squatting
Yeah,
600
That
pounds.
knee
Like,
might just be forever done.
dude, but he came
His
back
knee
from the
literally
with
snapped, and
Georgia.
like J-Mo took so many pictures of it. His knee snapping.
That was one that J-Mo loved. He cheered that one on.
Yeah, he was like, I called that one. That was me. Big dog.
No, I agree though, because Chubb got thrown back into the middle of the season. He was probably not really ready for it, and now he's got the months to recover a little bit. But
And they're begging for someone that can actually run the ball.
yeah,
I don't know. Mixon, I mean, I don't want to turn this into fantasy, but Mixon was like 17 points per game last year. Like he was
great.
He was
until
really
got hurt.
good.
But then he was bad down the stretch.
Yeah.
Like, he was ugly down there. And
It could be because he was like kind of banged up. If you want to give
Yeah.
him some leeway, I don't know.
I don't really want to.
J-Mo did say this year he's drafting older running backs. So we might see Mixon on it. You said that last year in our recap.
I'm
You're
saying
like, this
I'm
year
not drafting older running backs.
I don't
That
wanna-
was Tony. Please do not mix me up with him.
I thought
Fuck
someone
no.
was like, oh, I'm not going to
Tony,
overlook.
that was all Tony.
Okay. All right. Frank.
Makes
I'm out on Aaron Jones, Connor, Mixon. Fuck them all. Kamara out. Denver out.
I should know this, but who's the new OC?
Casey go.
Or Nick Cayley
they'll probably run
from
it.
the Rams.
Oh,
Just
word.
one of those Mick Shanahan.
yeah.
I'm in it. I'm with it.
You say Mick Shanahan?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they like. McVay, Shanahan.
Okay. All right. Fair
Tree.
enough.
You like the quarterback's coach or
Yeah,
something?
that's where Cohen came from.
Yeah, we're
McDaniel.
so in then.
KOC.
Gundy had
McShanahan.
9.5.
High, but I'll take higher.
High. It's just the
Take over.
They got a good team. Their defense last
They're
year
like-
at
Their
the
D's
end.
great.
I like Will Anderson to like actually. I want Will Anderson to be like first team All Pro soon.
I think he will.
Like
He's
step
like
up.
fourth or fifth in
Lassiter's
D-boy
been
odds.
balling.
Yeah, Stingley's a dog.
dog.
I love
Yeah,
Stingley.
they got some good players.
I'm
Give me
going
Stingley
over.
for sauce. I'll put that on film.
God, 10 wins is high for them based on how they fucking finished last year.
But I think it's a bounce back. You see these guys, like the ball knowers, and they're all like Stroud's like the 7th best quarterback in the NFL. He's really
2 years
good.
ago, he's like,
But he was the 4th best quarterback last year.
He's fallen.
I don't know. I guess I'll take the over. I don't have a good feel for it, though.
J-Mo, over?
over.
All right. Well, that is the division. I think we're all in consensus that Houston probably is the best odds to take it. Then Colts.
I'd sprinkle Colts.
I like Colts too as well. If I had to
Sprinkle
sprinkle.
Jags.
Sprinkle Tennessee. Super Bowl.
Okay. Okay.
Go to Denver.
Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let us know how old you think Sean Payton is without looking it up. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.